Hey guys, I'm taking you with me again on a morning dog walk here. We're gonna walk to New Jersey. We're gonna walk across the river here. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday morning. But yeah, I thought I would talk to you about how I decide where I sell things online. Um, I sell things, as you know, on Etsy and on Amazon and a few things on eBay. And I know there's some people sell a lot more on eBay than I do. Um, and that's because personally I've had some bad experiences with eBay. Um, that's made me reluctant to list too much on there. I don't know if you can see it way in the distance there. There's some folks on boats out there. They look like maybe canoes or something way out there. Or there might be fishing boats. I think fishing season has started here. But anyway, so because of my past experiences with eBay, um, I don't sell as much on there. I don't list as much on there. And that's just my personal thing. Your experiences have probably been way different, and so you may want to sell more stuff on eBay. But my feeling is that Etsy, even though there's less traffic in terms of buyers, there's also less sellers, so you don't have as much competition there. That keeps prices kind of high. Um, and it's a different quality of shopper. Um, with eBay, it's very much amateur hour, both in terms of buyers and sellers. And for whatever reason, eBay just seems to attract a number of shady characters. And it can be on both sides of the fence, um, both sellers and buyers. Um, I had experiences with some shady buyers, and that's what kind of turned me off the site. And I left eBay for a number of years and only recently started getting back into it because there was stuff that I couldn't sell elsewhere. I was helping my boyfriend list a number of vintage motorcycle parts that he had. And that's the kind of thing you just have to sell on eBay. There's really, I mean, you could sell it elsewhere, but eBay is the best place to sell it. So, yeah, eBay, like Motors, is if you're selling any kind of car or truck or motorcycle parts, probably is your best bet. Um, and there are other things that I typically sell on eBay. Usually my philosophy is if I can't sell it anywhere else, if I can't sell it on Amazon, because for whatever reason it's something I can't list or it's not worth listing on Amazon, I will sell it on eBay. And if it's something I can't sell on Etsy because it's not vintage or not a really, not the kind of vintage thing that would work well with my Etsy store, then I will sell it on eBay like a collectible item or something like that. But yeah, for Etsy, what I generally list are, as you know, all the different vintage things that I sell, and anything also that's got like sort of a crafty thing to it. Usually it's vintage crafty stuff. That does really well on Etsy because, as you know, there's a whole lot of crafters that use Etsy. Okay, we're here on the New Jersey side of the river now. Um, as far as Amazon goes, um, new things, any new items that I find either at rummage sales or at retail stores, I tend to sell on Amazon. I mean, if it's worth selling them. And but you can also still use things on Amazon. Books are, a big used item seller. As you know, some of my previous videos, I'll sell used games, provided they're in decent condition and have, their parts or most of their parts to them. Um, with Amazon, as you probably know if you have looked into selling there or already do sell there, the fees are pretty high on Amazon, higher than they are on eBay and certainly higher than they are on Etsy. So you might think, well, it makes more sense to sell on eBay. But the thing about Amazon is that even though the fees are higher, the prices that items sell for are higher too. So here's Jack here. Of course, she's probably gonna get pee on this tree, so I'll have to take it away for just a moment here. But anyway, yeah, the fees are. There's our bridge through the trees there. the fees are higher on Amazon, but the selling price is higher too. And because I sell most of my items FBA, it's so easy to ship things into Amazon and let them take care of all the shipping and customer service, and it's just such a huge time saver that and I could sell way more items, because when you sell FBA, things sell quickly. I mean, it's incredible. You know, I'll ship in, you know, a bunch of things, and almost as soon as they're at the Amazon warehouse, they are selling. So you gotta take that into account too, how long you're gonna have an item in your inventory if you're selling on eBay, and storing it and dealing with shipping it out and customer service. So in general, if something is vintage, I'm going to sell it on Etsy. If it's something I can sell on Amazon, be it something new or used that I'm eligible to sell in used condition, I'm probably going to sell it on Amazon. And there are exceptions. You know, I've bought vintage games that it makes more sense to sell them on Amazon due to their collectability and rarity, I guess, than it does to sell them on Etsy. Games are something that are, you know, that are actually kind of expensive to ship because of their size and weight. But when you're selling them FBA and they're going with the box, in a box with a bunch of other stuff, it's not so expensive to ship them out. So, and when I say vintage, I'm talking like 1970s, 1980s. It's something that probably still has a barcode on it, but you know, is older, but something that they don't make anymore. And because of that, you know, people, for nostalgic reasons, want to track down a copy of the game. And you know, Amazon is a go-to place for people when they're looking for items of any sort, and so sales just are very good there. Their customer service reputation is good, and people buy a lot of stuff there as a result. As far as eBay goes, like I said, I kind of use it for stuff I can't sell anywhere else. Occasionally I'll buy things that either I realize it at the store or don't realize it till I get home. I'm not eligible to sell them on Amazon. Certain items, for whatever reason, are restricted to third-party sellers. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Clothing and accessory items, I'm not ungated for. The higher priced DVDs, I'm not ungated for. I don't know if you can see it. There is a swan down there. He is very small, I know, coming up on the camera here. But yeah, so that's really my philosophy as far as what I sell where. It's not really a very scientific approach, but it's what I do. And so I know people have asked for that. And yeah, so I thought I would take you on this walk this morning and just talk to you a little about what I do. You go this way? Okay. One more thing I wanted to add about eBay to keep in mind. One thing it's great for is for parts of things. If you don't have a complete item, usually these are things you picked up secondhand at thrift stores, rummage sales, yard sales, and you might think you actually have a whole thing, and then you get home and you look at it and you realize some essential piece is missing to it. This can be games, also can be like different appliances, different household things. And you know, your first thought might be, well, you know, I just wasted my money, I should chuck it. But always look into parting things out, because you can do pretty well on eBay with parting things out. And I don't think eBay plays this up enough in their marketing. They're always trying to compete with retail stores, which I don't think is really the best fit for what eBay does. What they should play up is the fact that it's the pretty flowers there in the tree, that it is a great place for picking up things that you can't find anywhere else. So if you have a mixer and you've lost you know, the blade to it or whatever, the beaters, you know, you can go on eBay and find a replacement. That's not something you can generally find in retail stores or even on Amazon. And so yeah, I bought something not that long ago. Of course, this is a bad example because I'm selling it on Amazon, but it was a CD printer in the box, But when I got it home and looked through it, I realized I was missing all the cables that you would need to connect it to your computer and power supply. So it just wasn't something I was going to sell on Amazon because it just wasn't usable in the condition that I was in, and I couldn't even test it. But the thing that was in there was a package of these ink reels that you use with it, a sealed package of them. And I bought this disc printer for $4, I think, at a thrift store, and I was like, man, I just wasted $4 on this thing. But then I looked up this the package of ink reels, and those were going on Amazon for like $40, I think, $30, something like that. So I didn't waste my money. But yeah, always looking to parting things out, even when you think, you've got something you can't sell.